Support for this podcast comes from the patrons at patreon.com/FMLFPL. Okay, we're gonna have Mobile Milan.
This whole
a vacation, okay, for the ages.
Oh my god, we got literal two different poles of the planet right now, right? For you and me.
Oh yeah, we're far
you're
away.
You're in Istanbul, Turkey. We're 12 hours, 11-hour time difference. We're making it work. It's tomorrow morning for you. This is what it's like when Cutler comes on the stream and Aaron come on the stream, right?
Yes.
It's tomorrow or whatever.
Cutler's like sitting in his car. It's like 5 a.m. He's like, yeah, I'm going to the gym. And then he's on the stream. Yeah, it's tomorrow morning for me. Monday morning early. Your Sunday night. We're recording because it's Boxing Day week. So next game week is what, Thursday, right?
Thursday, yeah. Big slate on Thursday and then 2 games on Friday. So
huge slate. Yeah. So we couldn't
sync it up. We couldn't sync it up any other day, so it's today.
Yeah. And then actually, while we're on that, I don't know when our next pod's going to be. Maybe Friday night your time, my Saturday morning or something like that. I don't know. We need to discuss further for our times, but
probably Istanbul's something like that.
Dude. Istanbul's good. I like it a lot. So far, so good.
Yeah. Cool spot.
Yeah. How's the FPL going for you? Let me try and pull your team up.
Well, it was bad
85.
Yesterday.
Oh my god,
dude! It's Hodgson's team now.
I'm so out of the loop on everything.
It's all about the Hodgsons.
I'm so happy he came through.
Yeah, I mean, it took him a few weeks, but he definitely took a few weeks, but he fucking came through today for sure.
All right, is this working?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday it seemed like everyone in their fucking asshole owned Isak, except for obviously like
news to me.
You more. Yeah, news to me. Everyone owns Isak, and we don't. So
we own Haaland, so he's better.
Yeah,
he's actually twice as good. That's why he's twice price.
As expensive. Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, my 4.2, 4.3, and 4.4 costed defenders.
Look at that.
I'm fucking telling you, man. I've been talking about this shit. So they got me 27 points.
And even Flatby got you 3. Like,
do you know who else got 3 points from goalkeeper?
Yeah.
Raya.
Well, he's one of the worst picks in the game. Yeah.
Same fucking shit. So we're doing okay back there.
85.
And then,
oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, Captain Mo got 42 points. So every single one of my other attackers blank, but I got all of my defenders are geniuses because they're fucking cheap as shit, and Mo. So that's all I needed to get 85 points. And
Haaland is legit fucking good. I mean, the goal was, it's a
nice
back flick to the far corner. He did a good job, but like he's just really good also.
Yeah, I mean, they rode their luck for the clean, but it's like that was because I had fucking Joachim Anderson nightmare fuck in my actual team, and I saw him on the bench, and it's so I'm sure. I mean, we've all experienced that before, where like the guy you have on the bench, like this exact situation, and Hudson scores, and I'm just like, God damn it. Like you can't get happy because I'm like, obviously fucking Fulham are going to be winning. He's in a sub on for 20 minutes.
Just to keep it tight or whatever.
But no Russ Martin, no shipment of goals anymore. So they couldn't make a center back sub. And I just got fucking absolutely away with it. It was the luckiest thing that's happened to me all year. Finally, I feel like I haven't had a actual really lucky thing happen all year. And it was fucking insane. It felt amazing. So we had that going. So that was nice.
I'm surprised you're not on a massive green.
Destroyed.
Yeah, Palace did get destroyed. But
we don't get massive greens in this parish.
Well, we do get massive reds, though, which was a good segue to Team Milan here.
To Team Milan. No Mo and big problems.
It's comical to me that, like, I don't fucking care. Like, I'm deciding to go no Mo. That's obviously stupid. I know it's stupid. I'm just doing it for fucking science at this point. I'm just quitting the game. But I feel like other people are getting mad at the fact that I still don't have him. Like the responses I get on like Twitter and shit, because Discord's banned in Turkey. I can't even participate in there. But the responses on like Blue Sky Twitter are like, dude, just get him. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, get him. I'm like, fucking relax. Who cares? Like, it's my team. Why do you care? cut it out, whatever. So yeah, 51 points, massive green. I mean, red. My defender.
You do have the best goalkeeper in the game, though.
I have Pickford. By far the best keeper in the game.
Dude, they have 5 cleans in their last 6.
I mean, remember when we were going to at Arsenal, home Chelsea, at City? We were like, oh, well, he's getting 1 point every game, which is 8, 7. Like already, it's just like unbelievable. Oh my God. Yeah, so many.
He gets a yellow card in both games and still gets bonus points in both games.
He's just such an unbelievable pick. And Mikalenko too, who I sold, is also just farming cleans on everyone's benches. I'm sure. No one's starting him in any of these games. Yeah, Milenkovic also cleaning on my bench for fun lately. He's just hauling on my bench lately. But yeah, I don't know. There's nothing else to say. I capped Palmer. Anyone that I would have capped except Rodgers got me basically nothing.
Great transfer.
So didn't matter.
Got 8 points on it.
Yeah, I brought in Smith Rowe. Didn't play. Semenyo came in for an 8-pointer.
I still haven't seen anything about him. Did Milv say anything about what the fuck is going on?
Some sort of knock in training, which for him probably means 6 months. For a month. Leg broken. Yeah.
Dead. All right. Yeah, Saka fucking...
Oh my God, how's he been for you?
Literally ripped my team apart to get him in, and he goes 3-2, 3-1 out for fucking the season. Unreal for me there.
Crying,
he cost me a lot of points.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about him. But
that's going to be a big one for this day of our talking with. But
yeah, for my team, I mean, Operation try and do points without Mo is just seemingly not possible. Because
it seems not possible.
It seems just not possible. So
I mean, even Jack Ladd capitulated.
If Jack Ladd capitulated, got rid of Haaland, and Haaland, it's funny now. I'm really enjoying owning him now.
He doesn't get touches.
He doesn't shoot. He doesn't get chances. He doesn't get touches.
Doesn't do anything.
City
he doesn't
don't
even
do
run
anything
anymore.
Yeah, they don't do.
He just kind of walks around and just marks himself out of the game. He doesn't do fucking anything.
Yeah, there's no. If we're ever 5 times the size and get another Y Scout subscription because it's like $8,000 a month, I would love to do just a Haaland like compilation of him walking around. Well, first it's not only walking, it's making fucking great run right down the middle of the pitch in between the center backs.
No one passes.
And then he just fucking walks around as some shitter puts in a horrible cross or wins a corner.
Yeah.
All they do is win corners.
Good job, Doku.
They win corners, except they're not Arsenal on set pieces. So it's like, what are you doing?
They win corners and they have no center backs. It's not a recipe for success.
It's fucking.
We'll talk about City, but
do I want to do league updates? I guess I can pull it up really quickly here.
It should be updated.
Emol Despond in first place, aka Jota Catch-Emol. Sean Everett, aka Sunshine Cleaning. Although, I'm not checking if these people are actually Patreon subscribers. My computer will explode if I open another tab. And then Ole Roger Storas, aka Ole11, and Eddie Positive Jam, tied for 3rd. Good job by you guys. Jason Schwab, aka Chemo Schwabes, top of the public league. Good job by you. And the pod has begun.
Okay.
A questionless pod.
Yeah, fuck a question.
Because again, my computer will explode and everyone in Turkey will arrest me if I try and find a way to open Discord. So we can't do that.
All right.
It's pretty amazing.
What?
Discord being banned.
Discord?
It's like, why? Like Twitter works.
You said it was for child diddling.
Yeah, but Twitter works. There's probably diddlers on Twitter,
I mean, there are diddlers everywhere.
There's diddlers everywhere. You can find a diddler on the street, in the coffee shop.
But they can only diddle on Discord in Turkey. They'll tell you that much.
I guess so.
That's not where they share their diddlings.
And they also ban NordVPN, which is the thing that everyone was like, dude, just get NordVPN. What the fuck? Good luck. You can't get access to that website. You think they haven't thought about that?
Turkish, they're trying to suppress freedom of speech. You think they're trying to fucking promote NordVPN?
You think they've never listened to a fucking podcast? They know, dude.
You can listen. You just can't. You can't interact. That's their thing.
Exactly.
No interaction. No
it's
spreading.
It's kind of fun just opening my phone and not knowing which apps will work or not work, and I'm like trying to refresh. I'm like, I'm not getting any fucking Wi-Fi, and then everyone else in the house is like, Wi-Fi is working for me, and then I have to Google like, is blah 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 banned? Oh, okay, yeah, it's banned.
It's like, oh, Google Maps doesn't work anymore because you can find the diddlers there. So like, oh yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Diddling convention on Google. Oh, can't do that.
Can't do that. You can find where schools are. So it's bad. Danger for diddlers.
All right, what are we fucking talking about today,
so Saka out. I mean, it seems like for once in his life, it's a real injury based on the fact that he was crying and got subbed off in 20 minutes.
And he was on crutches, barely able to move.
Yeah, so
not hamstring, as a prop.
Yeah, not as a prop. We assume.
Imagine Arteta just has it's like a fucking closet. This is prop closet. You just open it. It's like a fucking. He's like, go to the prop closet, get some fucking thing.
Bakayo, come here. Closet. Put this on for it's just a Velcro cast and Velcro boot. He's like, limp out. We'll get a huge advantage in our next game against whoever the fuck we play.
Ipswich. Yeah, amazing. So he's expensive.
What's everyone gonna go to? Like, I assume most people own him. Most people obviously don't have Haaland because they're playing for points, and everyone has probably Saka, Mo, Palmer, right? I would assume that's just standard right now.
Yeah, anyone listening to this podcast that's trying to P for P has those three players.
If you're playing for points, which we're not, you have those three players, and that's your team structure. And so I'm wondering, where are they going? Are they going to Bruno? Are they? I mean, certainly they're not considering Haaland, obviously.
He also isn't a midfielder.
No, but moving the money around or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I think Isak is probably the biggest one. Anyone who doesn't have him, right? Yeah, but I'm saying if people that don't have him, he's probably top of the list of urgent transfers in. But I mean, to me, it's it's the Liverpool guys, Odegaard, and maybe Bowen. And that's probably
Odegaard's almost ruled out. I think so for. Non-Patreon subscribers, Walsh did a solo pod on Thursday because I was still traveling, and I think everything you said about Odegaard is really true. It's he's good, he's great, the team is great, and there's also no real.
Well, he has pens now, so he's just strictly better than Bruno.
I forgot about that.
I mean, he's just strictly
pens.
Yeah, he's literally just
he got pens and probably right-sided corners. He probably is taking Saka corners. So.
Yeah,
I mean, he's left-footed. He plays on that side,
or he just does deckers on both sides.
Yeah, right.
He's insane. I mean, who knows what the fuck? Whatever, but the corners. But I mean, not.
But
whatever.
with them, it's not whatever.
Yeah, no,
it's that's
right,
half an assist a game.
But I mean, I guess it is with Odegaard. He could. I'm sort of still worried about him because we saw Arsenal not function when he was out. I mean, it's not like Saka doesn't matter. I mean, they could just similarly
Saka's their most important attacker.
Yeah, they could also just kind of not really function that well without Saka, which is sort of what I expect. So
yeah,
I'm a little bit colder on Odegaard from that standpoint. But also, Arsenal not functioning that well will for sure be functioning better than whatever Manchester United are doing on a game-to-game basis. So,
and they're home Ipswich, away Brentford, away Brighton. I mean, three of the easiest defenses to play against in the league, followed by home Spurs. All of these teams are ridiculous to play against.
Yeah. So I mean, I think Odegaard's definitely a good pick.
That's a good one.
I think, I mean, to me, the three. I mean, I'm looking at our Diaz, Jota, and Odegaard. I mean, I'm probably
with Jota, right? Until he starts.
Yeah, well, I think he's going to start the next game.
I think, but if he's still only good for 35 minutes, I wouldn't be shocked. Also,
Yeah. I mean, he could just, he might just not want to stress him, and that's not going to be a game it's going to be such a fucking easy game. So
subs on and plays 20 minutes in an absolute clown show type of game against Spurs, he could have subbed on the 20th minute and it still would have been a joke of a game. But
yeah. The minutes are a concern with Jota for sure.
Yeah.
It's just looking at their fixtures for a while. I mean, every fixture is good except for the Arsenal game, which is like at one of the last games of the season. So they just have the best team with the best functioning everything. And when they're flowing like this, it's just like, I want as many pieces of that as I can get, sort of.
Yeah. And Jota, out of all the guys, is obviously the one who's had the most previous 8-pointers in his life. He has 1 million of them.
Yeah, and I mean, I do, I want to hear your thoughts on this, but I do think that we're going to go back to just game week 1, Diaz, Jota, Mo. Like, I think that's the best front three. That's what I feel like, and that's what I believe. So
that's interesting. Yeah.
I mean, where are you at on that?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, Gakpo has been very, very serviceable. I mean, that's probably even selling him short. He's been good in a lot of the games. He's also had some bad games. I thought he was bad against Spurs. But I think it's very clear that once it's 1 game a week, the Champions League games are basically just dead rubbers now. So that's a perfect time for Gakpo to start and Darwin to start and all the backup guys. So
they don't have a game for a while, but
Yeah. So I think that I mean, the best front three for Liverpool is pretty clear. Diaz, Jota, Mo. And like you said, the run is just, there's no bad games. I mean, the worst fixture they have for a while is away Nottingham Forest, which is bad, but it's not like fucking, oh my God, I wish I didn't have my Liverpool players for that game. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, that was also their only loss of the season, so I imagine they're going to be like, let's do the thing, that's a little extra, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm leaning towards getting Diaz and Jota and just setting that and just seeing what happens, because I know you're not going to hit all 3 of them starting every game for the next 5 game weeks in a row, for sure. But I feel like it's just maybe worth a gamble worth taking, because I feel like there are enough concerns with other players. I mean, Odegaard is the one that I'm like, Diaz and Odegaard would definitely feel a bit like safer.
I think Odegaard is like, with no Saka, like you mentioned, the pens, I assume the corners. I think he's clearly better because he's nailed every game, and like that's just better. Like if or even Diaz. Like, if you're offering me 270 minutes from Odegaard in the next 3 and versus
200 minutes from Diaz.
160 to 200 minutes from Diaz, like, I'll take the 270 every time with pens. But
that's fair.
It's close. Yeah. And as soon as Saka is back, I mean, Diaz and Jota are way better than Odegaard.
Yeah.
I guess that's where people will go. And then, like a lot of people, like, including us, will probably use that downgrade money to upgrade, for us, Strand, for other people, Cunha or whatever forwards they have to Isak, right?
Strand's
that'll be like the template move.
Issue. Don't even get me started.
I still feel like my evaluation of him is like, he is good IRL and he's playing well in a lot of these games, but for fantasy pick, he's so bad. Like, he's just like decoy merchant. Like, he's like fucking Onuachu. He's just like stand there and he's big and he like blocks off center backs. That's like his best attribute, is fucking blocking.
He doesn't even
off.
shoot. I mean, he doesn't like, even really do anything. He's just the fucking traffic cone. He just moves. I mean, today was insanely frustrating against Leicester. He just literally didn't do anything the whole game. 4 blanks in a row.
Red card, Cunha's fucking scumbag gets a goal, and it's like, come on, man.
I mean, Everton, Western, Ipswich, Leicester, 4 blanks in a row. Like, terrible.
That's crazy.
Just terrible.
And 2 of those 4 games, he had big chances and just didn't score them. So we could be sitting here like, he went 7-2, 8-2, and we'd be like, fucking, he did his job. Great.
He did his job. He did not do his job.
He didn't do his job. Newsflash, didn't do it. So you're going to turn him into Isak or what?
I don't know.
We're not doing questions and shit because I can't, aforementioned can't access Discord, so we're just vibing.
The obvious thing for me to do would be to, like, X Strand, X Saka, put Isak in, and then, kind of figure it out from there. But I kind of don't want to do that. I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah.
Isak, like, I don't know. I'm just not really feeling like with Isak. It's tough.
I mean, he's home Villa, at United, at Spurs, home Wolves. I mean, there's a lot of goals.
Bournemouth, at Southampton. Like,
a lot of goals.
Yeah, left. There's a lot of goals. There's a lot of goals left. No, I mean, to be fair though, at the same time, he did just play Ipswich, Leicester, and Brentham. So
he played. Yeah, three of the five best fixtures you could have. Yeah,
something like that. But we're not buying yesterday's points here with Isak, and he's like kind of expensive. So I don't know. I mean, I could easily just do that. My other thing, I'm like a little bit worried about Enzo. I feel like I might have just made a fucking huge mistake with him.
Did you watch that game or just highlights? Because
just highlights.
I do feel like it's what you've been saying all along, is that like I feel like highlights do a disservice to him, because there's a lot of times where he's making the furthest forward run or whatever, but if the ball doesn't get to him, he gets no XG, gets no shots or whatever. And that game, I was on Cap Palmer. I mean, we didn't even talk because it was like middle of the night for you and afternoon for me when I was setting my team, but I was like, I guess Palmer's my best option. I mean, it turns out no one was my fucking best option, but
Pickford
that game was like, Rodgers was, but that fucking game was so fucked up. I mean, that was like, it was like 9 million hour wins. Like fucking every cross was literally 10 yards over hit, even by Palmer. Like it was a complete fucking mess. I think you're fine. Like it was a shitty bad one, and they'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, and that's I did get Enzo, playing like, okay, he's gonna be okay. I'm gonna start him for a little while here, and I mean the main difference is with Saka out is just I have all this money, so
yeah.
I'm like, he's fine and okay for a 5 million player, but he's not among the 11 best picks in the game. So,
right. Yeah.
Like, I don't need a 5 million player in my team anymore.
So maybe it is worth just ripping out. I mean, like, he's not as good as like Bumo, Matto, Bowen, Diaz, Jota, all these 7 million guys, right? Like, he's just not nearly as good as any of them. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, if I wanted to get
that's
Isak,
expensive.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is if I wanted Isak and Diaz, I can't afford anybody there. So I'm kind of still stuck with Enzo.
That's tricky. You can't keep Strand though, right?
No, I could bench him. I could, but
then you're starting Dibbling.
Well, no, because if I could keep Enzo also and just kind of do a 3. Like I could do Diaz and Jota for Dibbling and Saka. And I could just like bench Strand.
Enzo first on the bench. Strand first on the bench. Yeah. Depending on the fixture.
I think I could even afford, let me see. I could afford Odegaard. Yeah, I have a lot of money. Yeah, I could get Odegaard and Diaz.
Right.
And for Dibbling and Saka. And I could just.
Yeah, that's interesting too.
Start Enzo and bench Strand and just leave Strand as a shield. Like, I'm fine to do that.
Yeah.
So maybe I do something like that. But I mean, where are you at with Isak? Like, is it crazy to not have him? I feel like it kind of is.
It kind of is, but like, I mean, I didn't watch that game live. I only watched highlights. But what the fuck were all those goals? Like,
Yeah, they're Ipswich goals. But he's been doing it for a while.
He's great. Though. He's great. I mean, we've been saying this since 10 weeks ago that the post-type team is going to be Newcastle, right? Like we were saying, like our Gameweek 1 teams, we all had Isak. A lot of people doubled up with Gordon. Like, a lot of people had a defender, blah, 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 blah. And now all of them are just getting tons of points. And the Hall pick was great by you, and many others have him. Gordon's been returning every game. Murphy's been returning every game, and Isak's just hauling his ass off. So, yeah, I mean, it probably is insane to not get him. I mean, if there's any player in the entire game right now that scoring points like a premium and isn't a premium, it's him. It's no one else even has a shout, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's probably the most sensible moves for me are Saka and Strand to Isak and Diaz.
I think so.
Yeah, so maybe I'll just do the obvious thing. I mean, it's probably going to be good.
And then I might just have to get rid of Smith Rowe. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, if he's not playing.
What is the season? What am I doing with my life?
And you could also just, play Semenyo.
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
Yeah, on Palace. What happened to Palace in that game? That was I didn't watch it live. I just watched highlights, and I mean, Palace had a lot of chances to score, so that's the good side. Sarr is just balling.
Yeah,
Form is real.
Yeah.
And then on the other end, I mean, it just felt like every Arsenal attack just ended up with the ball in the net. I mean, the strikes they struck the ball very well, but 5 goals. I didn't see that coming really.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're not used to playing this much. Like we had the very intense, very biggest game of our season that we just lost to Arsenal before the 5-1, right?
Yeah. No Eze,
no Eze, no Munoz.
Chalobah, no Munoz.
Yeah, I mean, Munoz is a really, really important player for us because of he creates so much space by just running behind to create openings in the midfield for the right side of the pitch. So when he's out, like it does have a big trickle down effect. And I was glad to see Richards recalled because how I hate fucking playing players on loan. You know how I feel about that.
And you just don't like Chalobah at all. I
don't like Chalobah at all as a player, but I mean, he's been good for us more or less. I mean, he's had a couple of shaky. Yeah, he's had a couple shaky games in there, but I mean, I don't think he's better than Richards. I mean, I just don't believe that to be the case. So just
even
him playing,
if they're even if it's 55-45, I mean, that's so negligible. It's like you play the player
the guy that you actually
young.
It's crazy. So I mean, I hope that continues. But it was still his first game. I mean, he hasn't played like fucking all season. Richards, with the last time he started was game week 5. Like this is fucking September.
I didn't realize it's been that long.
Yeah, he's been out forever. So we did have
going from Munoz, Chalobah like in form starting every game to the right side being Klein and fucking
someone
Richards,
you've never heard of,
who've like
Kupora.
basically not played. It's just like, oh god,
yeah. So no Eze, like we have Kamada in, so we're making we have 4 changes, and we looked like it. So I wasn't too surprised that we lost.
And Jesus on fire.
Yeah, Jesus can't miss. So I wasn't expecting it to be 5-1, obviously, but I was expecting to lose. But yeah, I'm not like too worried about it though. I don't think it's some warning sign of like, oh, Palace are in trouble again. Like I think we're just fine. And Eze, it seems like will probably not be out too long. It seems like it's just some foot. Like
1 or 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, something like that. So we should be okay. What do you make of this Jesus hot flash?
I think that's all it is. I mean, I've always liked the player and thought he was good. He's obviously been bad for a while now after his big injury. He just hasn't like picked up the form where he was maybe 2 years ago. But, I mean, I just said it when you were talking about fucking Sarr. I mean, form is real. I think everyone knows it's real. It's just a matter of like, when is it coming? When is it going? That's the shit that's like made up fantasy land. But, it doesn't hurt that he scores a hat trick. He's like full of confidence. He just starts placing them. I mean, he still missed the biggest chance of the game. Let's not pretend he just slotted everything.
That's what he's up to.
He's still completely Jesus the shit out of a 6 yard out, middle of the box, 0 defender around him shot.
Yeah.
But
classic.
I mean, I was wondering, like, in those 0-0s and the 1-1s that Arsenal have had, they've dropped a lot of points. Like, would he try the Jesus up top, like Kai midfield thing that he originally tried when Kai got there? And the answer was no. I mean, he was just like, I have to start Partey and Marino in every game possible. They're the best players in the world. But it sure seemed like it gave them some dynamism, against Palace. I mean, they conceded more than he'll be happy to concede. Palace could have scored 2 or 3, I think, but gave them something, gave them some goals. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, so is he gonna? Because he also has the ability to kind of fuck around with Jesus. But I mean, is it just going to be Tross and Martinelli on the wings?
Yeah, I guess so.
Or is he going to put Jesus on the wing?
I mean, Jesus can wing, but I don't think he will. I think it'll be Tross and Martinelli. I'll just start every game. I mean, what's funny is Praz, former pod
and
guest,
Kai
pointed this out. Yeah, Kai midfield. Yeah. Or Kai rotating striker, maybe. Jesus, Kai just switching off games or something a little bit. Okay. It's not like Kai's been good. But like Praz pointed this out. Like in this entire pileup, Arsenal have not left London.
Easy.
Their away games were Chelsea, West Ham, Fulham, Palace, and then the rest were just home games. It's so weird.
That's nice. They don't have to fucking...
An entire month, they just sleep in their bed, and every other team is like fucking scrambling like every 3 days across the country. That's
nice for them.
Bizarre as hell.
Yeah. Are you intrigued by any of the Arsenal players as picks?
It's one of those things where I've just had Gabriel, Timber, Saka for so long that like I don't even look at Arsenal players. I'm just like, oh, I have my guys and they're great. Well, so I'm not even thinking. But yeah, I mean, I think the Odegaard shout. I've always liked Odegaard in good fixtures. Like I've always been. I think it was an international break when he got hurt, and I was pushing him really hard. I was like, this is the time to own Odegaard. Before they're like home Leicester, home Southampton. It's like flat track bully, but. And then, he missed 2 months or whatever, so I didn't get that chance. But yeah, I mean, again, Ipswich, Brentford, Brighton, Spurs, Villa, Wolves, and
you like him over Diaz?
Yeah, I think so. When he's on pens and corners, I think so. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It's just the minutes. I mean, it's minutes and pens.
Yeah.
And those are like two of the literal most important things in the entire game: minutes and pens. You could own Justin Kluivert and just get points, even though he's kind of bad. But you just get points all the time.
As just happened.
Yeah, like he just has a lot of points because he fucking plays every game and he's on pens. That's it. That's all it takes.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Yeah.
And what about Szoboszlai? Is he just going to be too... He was crazy today, but is he like just too up and down, like too unpredictable about what's happening? Or because he was playing forward today. He was just playing out of position.
He was playing striker. Out of position striker, yeah. I don't know. It's just hard to make the case that, I mean, he's like one of the top 3 or even 4 Liverpool picks. That's the problem.
Well, he's 6'3", so he's in a different bracket.
He's 6'3", but like... Yeah. If you were to compare him to Diaz or Jota, who's, a million more, so that's not insignificant, but it's like, even the game, it's not like Szoboszlai starts every game, right? Like, he's not playing 90 every game.
Yeah.
He's getting rotated with Curtis and shit. And, like, you just trust Jota more in 35 minutes off the bench than you do Szoboszlai's 72 minutes in most games. Yeah. Obviously, the Spurs game was crazy, but, like...
Yeah, that's fair.
I just don't think, and I'm sitting here with Trent, great fucking pick. I paid $7 million for 4 pointers, but I still think that like he's gonna get a lot of points, and when / if Konate's back, they'll start keeping cleans again. I hope, maybe. I mean, all my eggs are in the Arsenal and Liverpool basket for cleans, and neither team's like looking great for cleans. But yeah, I just don't think Soba fits into. Without maybe an injury or some, week off between games where we're confident, he'll start the next, 4 games in a row or something. Because he might just not start Leicester. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, Leicester,
played 90.
He can make 4 changes. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Curtis comes in, Harvey or something. And
So what are you doing with Saka, the Saka spot? What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, same guys as you. I mean, I'm looking at like between Odegaard, Diaz, Jota, maybe, and then upgrading Strand. I mean, Strand is a fucking major problem.
No, Strand's a huge issue. Strand's
huge issue,
almost as big of an issue as Saka.
Yeah, like
he's not injured he's a 0 to me. He's just like an automatic zero.
Yeah. So him turning into either Wood or Isak, I guess, and Isak's just clearly way better. Even though I still think Wood's a great pick.
So do I,
But it's basically between them two. Like I wouldn't really consider anyone else. We both already have Ladro. I already have Haaland, best pick in the game, so I can't go there. I can't double up on Haaland. The problem with Isak is if I go Isak and Saka out, I can't afford Odegaard, who would be my preference. But with one hit, getting rid of Smith Rowe, who's not a player.
Hey.
First hit of the year.
Is it
time to live a little in Istanbul?
Yeah. Hey, it's up to you. I thought you were trying to stick with that no hit, so.
I was, I'm trying all kinds of things.
What can you afford if you didn't get Odegaard? How much is it for that spot? Yeah, I mean, Diaz is right there.
So all the other guys, basically.
Diaz is right there. I mean, I'm just kind of surprised how cool you are on Diaz, because I thought like...
I'm not cool on him. I'm just higher on Odegaard. That's it. I would get Diaz over Matto, Bowen, Bumo, like basically everyone else. I mean, maybe Liverpool we should be considering Gordon also. I mean, we're kind of haven't talked about Gordon, and all we're talking about is Isak, but I mean, all he's doing is return. He's returned 4 of the last 5.
Yeah, but I mean, his returns are kind of like little piss Harry kind of returns, It's like he's not the main man, and he's just very, very minimally trickling along points.
He's not the brace potential of Diaz.
No, right? He has before. It's just he's been just kind of weird this year, honestly. But he's just not shooting that much, Yeah. I don't know.
He's not.
I don't know what's up with him this year. He's just been kind of odd. I mean, he has had some games where he's taken a good number of shots, but
the whole team's kind of messed up, to be honest. I mean, until this recent run where Gordon and Murphy have been working really well, the team's just not really been clicking. So maybe he has a slightly different role. I don't watch all their games. So.
I have definitely not watched all the Newcastle games this year. I've probably seen like maybe half of them, probably. But I mean, it's like Isak's just doing everything, and then everything else feels like it's very, very evenly distributed around everybody else. So it just feels like and I mean, I know they just scored 8 goals in 2 games, but again, like they're not playing Ipswich and Leicester again, not anytime soon. So I don't know, I'm not too into Gordon.
Compared to these other guys.
The other guys.
I mean, I'll probably just get Diaz, honestly. I'll probably just do that, that double move. Just solves all my problems. It's like, get Diaz, he's great. Get Isak in, he's great. Great fixtures. Don't have to think about those 2 spots. And I'll just hide Smith Rowe for a week and start Semenyo, and it's fine.
Yeah, and you can do something with Smith Rowe next week if you need.
Yeah, and honestly, if he's on the bench against Chelsea, that's great. That's good enough for me to keep Smith Rowe, because like I didn't want him in this game anyway.
You don't want to play him anyway.
I want him in the good game. So, and it's one of those things where I was like low key kind of. I took it positively that Fulham were so bad attacking. Like they're just like, oh yeah, they really need Smith Rowe in these games against the bad teams, or they create nothing the entire game.
Yeah, they were shocking.
Yeah, they were fucking horrible. So, what else should we talk about?
City,
Man United, good team. We got our Manchester United back.
Let's do the Manchester talk. Manchester City and Manchester United.
Oh my God. The city's neither blue or red. It's just shit.
I don't think we need to talk about United. Do you? I mean, did you have any points you wanted to make on them? I mean, they're just bad.
Everyone knew Bournemouth are better, and they played better. And
you know who I'm really starting to be very concerned about? The new manager.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm very worried about him. I think that he's just over his skis over there. I don't know what he says.
He's certainly not Iraola.
No, I mean I don't want to go into some like long thing about him, but
it's too early. It's too early. There's been a game every 3 days since he got there, so it's tough.
Yeah, but he needs to sit down with the press coordinator, PR coordinator, and like learn about like what you're supposed to do when you're representing like $1 billion company, because he does not come across very well in that regard.
And from day one, we were like, why is he so like shy and weird and like uncomfortable?
Yeah, it's like, you need to bone up over here, buddy. Like you can't, you're not in little Portugal anymore speaking your Portuguese and like Joe, it's like, City though, let's go. What do we got to do here? They're
so bad. I mean, I think that like what we're seeing is, and everyone has a weakness, right? Like, and we're seeing Pep's weakness right now. And the weakness is that
being bald.
Well, we're bald, and it's our strength, I would say. So, oh my God! So, by the way, so many people. We joked about like me getting the transplant because I'm in Turkey. I've seen 4 guys at least, but full like scarred up, nasty shit to get the transplant. Seen so many nose jobs. Just people just come here and get the work done.
What is it? Is it like they have actual reputable doctors doing it and it's cheap, or is it
and
just
it's cheap? I think it's both.
It's both.
I think it's cheap and good, and like, you know, hundreds and hundreds of people have done it and successfully. So they just,
that's crazy.
Know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Plastic
it looks really
Have
you seen it? Have you seen
like what it looks? I've seen.
Like it looks really fucking nasty when it's like in the recovery phase. But you can even see guys who like just got it and their hairline's like, you know, like you're fucking 16 again in their hairline, but it's just scabby. But I'm like, yeah, I guess in 3 weeks it'll look normal or whatever. But
that's crazy.
But yeah, Man City. I mean, no, his weakness to me is that all he's doing. We talked about this when we were DMing during the game. Is like all he's doing in this bad moment is trying to lean further into the control category. He's just been pushing all the sliders out of attack, out of this, out of that for control, and it just not working even more than before. Like when the bad run started and we were sitting here with Haaland just being like, easy hold and, you know, look at us, haha. But back then when the bad run started, they were still creating a million chances. They were just also conceding chances. The sliders it was like a Klopp team almost. Like it was like, we're going to just outscore you. We're going to win 4-2 because our defense is fucked up. Our midfield's fucked up. Like in those two bad Klopp seasons where we just like had no defense. And that balance didn't lead them to win. Oh, look at that. Nice advert for friend of the pod, Neil. Love that. Klopper. And the balance obviously wasn't working. They weren't picking up points, but the underlines were still like pretty good in those games. And it was like, oh, they'll come around and Haaland will start scoring. And what we've seen Pep transition to is just, actually, we're not going to create any chances or take any risk or take any even shots anymore and try and control the game. And it's still not working. They're not creating anything and they're still conceding huge chances. It's just like they're way worse now than they were 3 weeks ago to me. They're just like a nothing team now.
They're horrible.
They're like very bad.
Yeah, they're a bottom half team. That's the way that they look and the way that they play. Yeah.
Right now, until he changes it, until they go back to like, you know, we're just going to attack and fuck defense.
Yeah. And it's really just, it's so difficult to comprehend because it feels so obvious, like the most obvious thing in the world. And yet, you know, I mean, we don't go watch training, you know, I mean, I don't know anything about tactics. Like I can be a fucking moron. I'm like a fucking caveman, but I mean, we watch the game and it's like, yeah, like, you know who can't do anything anymore? Gundogan. Like, why does he start every game? How does he start? He starts every game and he's really bad. Like, he is at the scene of all the crimes. And it's just, what are we doing here? You know, I mean, what the actual fuck are we doing? I mean, Bill
all they have are scene of the crime merchants.
Yeah, they have 6 scene of the crimers and then 3
Moriarty.
guys.
He's just hiring all the thugs to commit his schemes. But
yeah, it's crazy. Like Foden's a shell of himself. They're all like, just play Savio, play Doku, play Kevin, play Foden. Just play fucking Mac. I mean, he must fucking hate McAtee. He must just get coffee in the morning.
Oh
I mean, McAtee's like an intern. I don't know how he's played 2 minutes all year. I mean, I don't know. You know, I mean, he won't play the fucking pussy kid, Simpson pussy or whatever. Like
McAtee, like what?
Play
what
some new fucking players
to not get any chances with how bad their midfield has been. And how few minutes Kevin has played and how bad Foden's been.
It's crazy.
And he just can't get a single minute.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
He must just be like really fucking up in training or something.
I mean, Kovacic was fucking terrible. Like he shouldn't have started.
I don't know what the name of the bias is, but this is just a thing that happens to managers where it's like obvious to everyone on the outside and not obvious to the people who are closest to it. It's like a fucking, you know, one of those paintings where it's like up close, it looks like fucking gabagool. And then you step back and it's like, oh, there's a woman in a field or something. But it's, and oftentimes when people say new manager bounce, I think that this is what they actually mean. And we've talked about it, is that like, it's not that the new manager, oh my God, I'm playing harder for my new manager. It's that they just do the obvious things that the other manager wasn't doing. Like, oh, like this guy's my number 10 and this guy's my number 9. And here are my fullbacks.
I'm dropping Wout Fash. Like,
exactly. He's not in a team. They're still terrible.
Obviously. But that was correct. I mean, at least,
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, every manager has like their deficiencies, and Ruud is obviously really bad and dumb, but like, comes in, they get a few results just playing like the most vanilla 4-2-3-1 you could ever even imagine. And I don't know, Pep's just, he's surrounded by yes men, as all these like fucking guys are. And what are they going to say to him? Like, Pep, you have it all wrong. Like, he's the best manager in the last, fucking 30 years or whatever. It's like he's won 4 leagues in a row and he's just lost in the sauce right now. He's just like, and it's just so, everything happens so fast. Like, all he needs is like a month off and he'll pep his way into something that works and is good. And you just don't get a month off ever. You don't barely even get time to train.
Yeah. I mean, Jack too, like, Jack should. I just don't understand why he doesn't try him in the middle. Like, they don't.
Yeah, there were a few.
I know
times
he loves
when
the
he first
width.
got him.
Yeah, like I know he loves the width and he hates giving the ball away in central areas because then counterattacks gets for like he's always been that way, right? Where they do so much of their work on the wings. So, but it's just Jack is just like so neutered. It's so predictable what he's going to do, and all he can do is send crosses in, and their striker sucks at heading. So like, what are we doing?
Insane.
Like, why is that the point?
Like,
why is that the out ball? Why are we doing that? Like, why is the team set up to get Jack out on the wing? He can't do anything with the ball. There's no one coming in to help. It's just ridiculous. Like watching them play is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I don't know when it's going to end, but
like it sounded like I was making a snide Arsenal comment, but I really wasn't, because like Arsenal also play for corners a lot of the time, and it's horrible to watch and whatever, but they're fucking effective at it. They turn corners into 0.3 XG chances all the time and score goals all the time. But if you're going to play for corners and be Man City and just take like bad corners into guys who can't score from corners, like their only good header on the team is Gvardiol, and they just get nothing ever from any of them. They probably give the other team more opportunities than they get themselves on corners, and it's just absolutely insane.
Yeah,
I mean, they're obviously out of the title race. That's not even a fucking question.
No, I mean, they're struggling.
Are they going to make Champions League?
Yeah, that's their title this year. I mean, they're in the Champions League next year.
It'll be interesting to see. Like, I mean, of course, it's always interesting with them and Pep, but like, are they going to go hard in January and try and be like, we need to like right the ship and do it? Or are they just going to write this off and be like, we might finish 6th, and that's fine, and next year we're probably going to win the league? I mean, they'll come in next year with reinforcements and Rodri, and they'll be favorites to win the league. No question.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think 6 is fine, but I think that they don't really need to buy players they don't want for 3 years just to try and get a few months out of them, like, really fuck their shit up to try. Like, I think that they have a good enough team that they could finish in 5th, which should get Champions League this year.
Yeah.
If not 4th. I mean, the team's in fucking 3rd. It's just fucking NFO. And like, well, what the fuck teams are up there? Like, it's like insane.
Is there Villa up there now? I haven't looked at the table.
Villa up there now, I guess. So like, I think that this team should finish 4th. Like, I mean, that's not
Bournemouth are in 5th. I love that.
Yeah, but I mean, so I don't think they're gonna have to go too crazy in January. Maybe they could buy a defender or two, but I mean, he just needs to stop doing stupid shit and play chance creators and just fucking blitz and go out.
And how about get Haaland chances to feet, not to his head, ever? It's fucking, oh my God.
It's fucking insane. Like, he has, I feel like I haven't seen, I mean, even the goal, the Palace goal is a header, but like, I feel like I haven't
and it was
seen
like
him have a
worldy header. It wasn't even like a sitter or anything.
Yeah, like he hasn't had a good chance to feet like since in like a month and a half. Like, he's just not getting good chances. He had the one
versus Palace that Hendo saved with his face.
With his face, yeah, he loves doing that.
Yeah, like he just comes out, gets concussed for the team, job done. But like,
but that also wasn't like that good of a chance.
Yeah, it wasn't like a sitter or anything. And
because the other thing too,
that's also it.
Like, that's the other thing with City too. That's crazy. Is like they don't create any huge errors on the other team anymore. Like they don't press, like
they don't create anything.
They don't do anything. But like they don't
anything.
They don't put the other team under pressure when they're trying to play out from the back ever. Like they don't get any goals where it's just gifted. Like a gifted goal to City.
Yeah,
I feel like hasn't happened. When was the last time they got a goal gifted?
Yeah, no. The Villa game was a really good representation of all of this, I guess. I mean, Villa did give them a goal, to be fair. Dean fucking stepped on the ball and Foden went in clean. Dean is going to Dean, but
at the end of the game, sure.
But I mean, like how comfortable Villa was very like representative of everything we're talking about. I mean, they just parked. Like, yeah, you can have the ball as much as you want. We'll counter. Every time they countered, it was like, oh my God, that should have been a goal. Should have been a goal. Was a goal. Should have been a goal. Was a goal. Yeah, Villa are whatever. You know, they're maybe
they're
fifth.
Mid-table. They're just like a mid-table team to me.
They're between 7th and 5th or something like that.
Random mid-table team.
And then in the second half, when Villa had the lead, they just fucking passed the ball around.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, yeah, Konsa to Pau to Onana to Tielemans. Like, easy. We're not going to try anything. We're just going to defensive possession. And City can't get the ball. They can't press us. They just can't do anything ever. So, and it was just like easy. It was an easy game.
Easy game.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
Yeah. They do have easy fixtures coming up.
Yeah, we hold Haaland here.
Yeah, we hold Haaland forever. I will always hold this man.
It's motivating to me that other people are getting mad that I'm holding Haaland. Like, fucking worry about your own team. It's fucking, I'm having fun, honestly. It's
crazy that he hasn't had a double-digit game since Gameweek 4. Like, and he's started and played 90 in all those games. Like that
every single game.
Could you imagine saying like he's gonna play 13 games in a row and not get one double-digit? You'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
17, 17, 13. And then, fortune teller, crystal ball. And we're like, he's not going to get more than 6 points for the next fucking 10 game weeks.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And another guy you ripped your team up to get. Ripping team up to get fucking Saka and Haaland. Jesus fucking Christ.
Ripping team up to get any one player. Maybe not great.
Maybe bad. Unless it's Mo.
Maybe a bad idea.
Actually, unless it's Mo.
Yeah.
Anyone who did anything to get Mo is positive. You could have minus 16'd him in and you're flying.
Yep.
Which is kind of funny. Fuck, I was going to say something else, but I forgot what I was going to say.
People are starting to get very angry at João Ladro also.
Yeah, I mean,
you cannot count me in that category.
I watched the highlights. It was a fucking dog shit game. They were bad. West Ham were bad. Nothing happened at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He still like created a couple chances. They're still like a pretty good team. It was away. I don't know. Do we care at all about that? I still just look at him as like starting every game. He's on pens. Worst case, he's Kluivert. Best case, he's fucking Isak. Like that's his range. It's a good range. You know, worst case, he's still going to get free goals and free random points and could have had an assist. And best case, he has fucking brace potential when, you know, they get a pen or whatever. So,
yeah.
For me, it's just not an issue.
Yeah, I mean, I love him. I think he's just a great pick. So but, you know, I mean, he played Western, Palace, Leicester, Fulham, Southampton. He has an assist in those 5 games. Like, it's not good, you know? Good. So
also
I get
injury, didn't play 90 in 3 of those.
I mean, he looks like he's back on for 90 now. I mean, it's not good, but, you know, the player's really good.
But he's not Trent Larson.
Well, no, fucking who is? There's only one. You know, the player's good. He's got pens. He's like you're saying, right? He's the floor and the ceiling. I think those are very good comparables. So yeah, I'm really happy to hold him. Like he's like not even. I'm not even considering transferring him. I'm not even remotely
he's like
considering
the
it.
9th player on my list that I would consider transferring. Like,
I mean, I would save to 5 free transfers before I transferred him out. Like, I mean, I'm not doing anything with him. Yeah, but so I think just to preach more patience with him because it's gonna come. This is like the shit with Bumo where it's like, you know, you get rid of him and then he starts shooting again. It's like, he hasn't shot for 4
he won
games.
A pen and gets a pen. Yeah, open play goal.
Yeah.
I don't know. That might be it. Anything else?
I don't know. Cheap defense, man.
Cheap defense flying for you. I love that.
It's pretty good.
I get so much joy out of like giving or recommending a player that does well, like almost more than my team. I was sitting on the fucking couch, VPNing, watching that Bournemouth game, and he fucking dawned, and I was like, God, let's fucking go. And Sharon's sitting next to me, she's like, are you just like flying? And I was like, no, I'm fucking nightmare. But Haaland just scored, and I told Walsh to get him, and it felt just as good. And like, that's why we're in the pod business.
Yeah, but he was on my bench, dude. You fucking knew.
I
you
forgot.
Didn't realize?
My fucking time difference nightmare. But yeah, it is what it is. You got him. You got him.
I got him. Can't believe I got him.
All don't lie.
Yeah. Hall, dude. Lewis Haul Hall.
Great pick.
22 points in the Leicester Ipswich game is fucking crazy, man.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and Castagno we didn't talk about because we didn't pod together, but I mean 4-2, like
4-2 Fulham attacking
with this
fullback.
with this run,
crazy.
Insane pick. Absolutely insane pick.
All of these things have happened in quick succession, like Castagno. Well, Hall, I think like Newcastle and him have picked up form, and then Howson with the Senesi injury. That just all of them make my like heavy defense just feel so bad. Like even though the players are still good,
you're a relic over there with that.
Yeah, like Gabriel, Timber, Trent, I think are all still good picks and good players, and they're going to get points. But all of these other emergences just make it like, I should just have Castagno. He's fucking 4-2. It's insane. And like I mentioned Milinkovic at the beginning. I mean, he's on 7-9-6 his last 3.
You can't get him off your bench.
You can't get him on. I can't get him off the bench. So
yeah, it's tough.
Don't know. My season's fucked, but I'm very, very okay with that. I'm having fun.
Liverpool are fucking winning the league, so that helps your everything.
Helps more than you could believe, to quote one of my favorite Pep quotes. But yeah, I mean, I think every sports fan has like at least this much superstition in them. Maybe this much, but no one's actually zero. And the fact that like Mo is fucking triple returning every week when I don't have him, and Haaland's a nightmare when I do have him, and Liverpool it's not nothing to me that I'm just like, I'll just not have Mo and fucking keep donging. I'm happy.
I mean, it definitely doesn't mean anything, but if it means something to you, then
it definitely doesn't mean anything, and I know that. But that's what I mean. Every sportsman has like this much,
a little
it's like
stitious.
a little bit. So yeah, I'll take it.
Almgod also is low key just kind of been a little bit poopy in his pants lately. I don't know. I mean,
he and Chelsea were fucking awful versus Everton, but I do think Chelsea a lot of that were just like the wind and weird shit. I mean, because he was getting into opportunities where I was like, oh, I'm like in my head, I'm like, this is about to be like a great cross or a great cutback, and then it was just like flies out for a throw in on the other side of the pitch. I'm just what the fuck just happened? Yeah, I don't know. Everyone's bad except Mo. It's really all it is. Bad. Everyone in the league is bad except Liverpool, and every player is bad except Mo and Howson. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Howson.
I really don't like that it's Howson. It pisses me off so much.
What do you wish it was?
Hudson
or Huijsen?
No, just Hudson.
He's our huge
There's a J
son.
in the middle. There's a fucking J in the middle. Just J.
Not all J's are the same.
Well, we know that, but
a lot of silent G's here in Istanbul land. All over the place. Silent G, C's or J's. It's fucking madness over here.
Well, they have different characters even. Like they have dots over and under their
umlauts,
letters.
They have squiggles, they have hats, they just have everything.
Yeah.
All right, let me slap asses and let's get out of here. Right. Merry Christmas and Hanukkah to everyone. 2 new asses to slap. Chris and Haubentaucher, something like that. Something else, maybe get in there. I think that's a wrap, dude. And so we'll figure out, I guess, when to record the next one. I don't know if it's going to be Friday night your time or Saturday, because then the game week after that starts on Sunday, right?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, and there will be an episode. Stay tuned.
Yep.
Any last words, Walsh?
I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Check us out. At FMLfield.com. Follow us on Twitter. FMLfield, sportspager.com/FMLfield. Subscribe to the video.